Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Welcome back. Today, I want to actually share with you the three top mistakes that I see women make that keeps them stuck in fatigue and brain fog. So, as you guys know, I work with a lot of women specifically around the topic energy, because quite literally, if we do not have the capability of producing energy in any shape or form in our lives, we are literally just experiencing our lives as we would be in a movie. We're just watching things go by and we are not participating in our lives. And so this is the main struggle that I see women have on a daily basis. And that is why I always come back to the topic being stuck in fatigue and brain fog, because once you have your a little sense of more energy, the fatigue is coming down, the brain fog is coming down, you not only feel so much more empowered to make changes, motivated to make changes, but you also see results and your body is feeling a lot of relief and your body is physically starting to heal, rejuvenate, and rebalance. So today I want to talk about the three top mistakes that I see women make that keeps them stuck in fatigue and brain fog. Before I do that, though, I just wanted to also share with you that August happens to be my birthday month. And so it's my favorite month of the year as well, not just because of my birthday, but because of the weather and everything else. It's just great energy. So I have decided for August that I'm going to clear my calendar for about a 60-minute community research call for everyone who wants to jump on a call with me. The purpose of these calls are essentially for me to be able to serve you better. It's like market research calls. The way it works is that I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, just so for my own understanding, for my own research, for my own content creation. And then you will get about a 20 to 25, 30 max minutes of consultation with me for free in return of me asking you questions about market research. So, if that is something you want to participate in, I encourage you to book in your call. I will link my calendar link here in the notes, and you'll be able to do that. And I look forward to connecting with you. So the three main tops, the main tops, the three top mistakes that I see women make. Let's get started. Let me just gonna pull up my notes here so I don't forget anything that I want to talk about. Okay, I also want to preface this. There's whatever I teach you guys about or share with you, there's never any sort of judgment that comes with it. Okay. There's never judgment. Everybody has their own journey and it's absolutely appreciated. And I know what you're going through. So if some of the stuff that I say might trigger you or might make you think in a different way, but I do that so that maybe we disrupt a certain thought pattern so that we can start to make changes in our lives that might not be beneficial to us. The way we're doing things might not be beneficial to us. And sometimes it needs that pattern disrupt. But I'm not here. There's never any judgment. It's just calling out what I have discovered in my own practice, in my own life, to really allow positive change. Okay. So the first top mistake that I see is, I'll say, falling into the trap of shiny object symptom. So what I mean by that is it means you're continuously trying to put your hopes into yet another supplement that has been touted to finally increase your energy. I know what I'm talking about here because I have been working in health food stores as well as a supplement consultant. And so I see a lot of people that are coming in with chronic fatigue, and they're just so frustrated at, everything that is happening in their lives, that they can't come up with the energy they need to experience life to the fullest, that they're really trying to see, to find that one supplement that, people have been talking about is going to make them feel so much better. So whether that be B12, a lot of people are doing B12, or B complex, or iron supplementation, iodine for thyroid, things like that. All of these things are going to be helpful, but it's not going to work in a way that you start taking these supplements and then your energy will come back just overnight and you feel so much better. You feel so much more relief. It never does. It never works. I made this mistake many, 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 many times in my life before, and I spent a lot of money making these mistakes only to find out that um, I ended up with a cabinet full of expensive supplements and the same level of fatigue and frustration. And the reason why it is not working is because you're truly not addressing the underlying root causes triggering your fatigue, triggering your cells to not have access to energy production. You're not addressing the underlying root cause that might keep your inflammation up. That in and of itself has a huge impact on your immune system and your energy levels in your body. It's almost like a little bit of a band-aid approach. It can maybe give you a nutrient that has been studied to help in energy production, and it can give you a little bit of a boost, but it's not going to help long term to reverse your fatigue. So that's the number one top mistakes that I see women make. The second one is that women are trying to stay away from the quote unquote bad Hashimoto's foods, even if it is one of your favorite foods. So you are basically pressuring yourself in eating it in a certain way that you might not even find enjoyable, in order to cut out all of the bad Hashimoto's foods. So that is a huge misconception that a lot of women have. And that, again, it's not their fault because there's so much noise about bad foods, which in and of itself is a really misleading description of whole foods, because there literally is no bad whole foods for Hashimoto's. And this might be triggering to you because you've been cutting gluten and soy and dairy. And yes, there is, for every nutrient, there is certain scenarios where you need to step away from it for a little while temporarily in order to help your body rejuvenate and bring balance back to the body. But there is never like a blanket statement that you can use as all of these foods are bad foods. This kind of approach, what happens is the only thing that happens with that kind of approach, it will only make you feel bad about yourself, nothing else. So it's really important when we're talking about nutrients and talking about the therapeutic, medicinal levels of food and whole foods, is that yes, they have certain chemicals, molecules, compounds in them that can affect certain organs and tissues in a certain way. But there is volume attached to these statements. There is the way of how you prepare these foods attached to these statements. There is a way of how these foods have been grown attached to these statements. So there are a lot of different facts that come together to either dismantle the bad food, statement, or to support it in a specific area. So, but going out there and just simply saying soy, gluten, beans, legumes, dairy, all of these foods are bad for people with Hashimoto's, and you have to cut them out. Broccoli, cruciferous, all of these things is it's not going to be helpful for your body to recover and to have a consistent energy because, like I said, it only makes you feel about yourself. But the other problem that I see too is that it's creating fear in your body. Once your body is creating a state of fear, regardless whether it's food, a situation, traffic, whatever it is, your body is responding with a stress response. And whenever we are with chronic inflammation that is currently in full force in our bodies, are experiencing or letting us just be, leading us into a constant fear response, is just going to be having the opposite effect of what you are aiming for. It's going to create more inflammation. It's going to create more stress response in your body. It's going to make your cortisol out of whack more, and nutrient absorption less. And so it's never a good thing to just cut out everything because people or influencers or whoever are telling you that you need to step away from all of these foods, because you will constantly be reminded that there is something wrong with you. So with the fear of food also comes the fear around, the disease in and of itself, knowing that I have to do these things even though I don't want it. I have to take these measures because I have a chronic disease. Like, I'm not healthy. I have to do these things in order to manage it. Like, you are telling yourself, your brain, that there is something wrong with you, which just translates into the same type of energy coming back to you. So your body is responding in a way that, well, if something is wrong with me, then I need to, make sure that I am doing everything in order to get out of it, which is immune stimulation. So, and then you're creating symptoms in your body, and symptoms are creating a higher immune response. And then you're dealing with an overreactive immune system that is basically riding on the waves of symptoms. And so it's an ongoing circle that you are really entering and riding it out for no reason, and it's not going to be helpful for you. So that is the second mistake that I see, cutting out all of the quote unquote bad foods. And the third one that I will say here is it's more of a mindset piece, which is actually really huge for us in overcoming our fatigue and Hashimoto symptoms in general, is that you're not truly believing that your body can shift into health. So not truly having faith and the belief that your body is capable of doing things differently than it has been done for probably a long period of time. Seeing and identifying yourself as someone with a chronic condition that no one really can see, but that is there, is really something that keeps your body stuck in this negative state of being that can actually, I wouldn't say trigger symptoms, but it can definitely prolong them. And it can also kind of disrupt your internal processes to overcome symptoms just by just by having the wrong type of thoughts, because studies show over and over again that whatever you feed your mind with is what you are I don't want to sound too woo-woo, but what you're manifesting in your body, in your health, in your life, because your brain cannot differ between reality and fiction. So that is why. So I'll give you one example of, which is really, really sad. Part of the PTSD that, women are experiencing, that have been having traumatic experiences in the past, is that they are going through the same trauma that they have experienced in their minds over and over and over again. And the body physically is reacting in the same way now as it was when the trauma actually happened to them. So our thoughts have a huge, huge impact on the level of recovery, the level of health we can create in our bodies, and the level of rejuvenation and rebalance that we can provide ourselves emotionally, but also physically. So it's extremely important to watch our thoughts as we are attempting to overcome our Hashimoto's fatigue and brain fog. So, and I see that, especially if we are so focused on all the things that we should not be doing with Hashimoto's, it is creating that sense of fear, the sense of I've lost something in my life. There's something wrong with me, and I just have to do things differently than other people because I have this disease, kind of thing. So, and then that leads to us not truly believing that it's possible. There's a different reality that we can actually work towards and steer towards, which honestly keeps us stuck. And this is where I see the quote unquote warrior mentality comes into play. We are starting to validate ourselves because through our disease, because we struggle through the day. So we have this self-image of warriors who have to fight a battle every day just to make it through the day. And again, there's no judgment. I was in that position, and I was constantly seeing myself as somebody who has to fight every day. And it was causing me internally a lot of stress. And so it's really something that can get you stuck in your life, and stuck on your journey towards health with Hashimoto's 100%. It's extremely important to shift this identity because it does keep you stuck in a fight or flight response. And maybe in my next video, I'll talk a little bit about the adrenal thyroid connection. That is very powerful, and that plays into as well. So just to summarize again, so the three top mistakes I see women make is number one is to falling into the trap of shiny object, in terms of supplementation, always thinking, oh, I just haven't found it yet. There's this one supplement that can really help my fatigue long term. The second one is cutting out all of the bad foods, quote unquote, bad foods for Hashimoto's, and thereby what I see, making your body extremely nutrient deficient, which is a huge, huge root cause that I talk about in my practice, nutrient deficiencies. And then number three is the mindset piece of, not really believing that your body is capable of seeing the other side of things, and being stuck in that warrior mentality. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's something to think about and something to make changes to. Um, if you guys are interested in for the month of August to hop on a call with me, a research call slash 20-minute coaching call with you, I would love to have you. I will post my calendar link underneath this video so you can book yourself in, and I hope to see you there. And if you have any questions, always reach out to me, and I will see you again shortly.